welcome back to this amazing show, The Signature Morning. My name is still Joshua Oritogun. We've been discussing the local government autonomy in Nigeria. We've had guests in the studio in person of Dr. Dave and Mr. Manfred. And also we have another guest here to discuss the local government autonomy and to give more insight and more talks on it. The person of, we're going to be introducing the person of Mr. Obiora Ifo, who is a spokesperson of Labour Party. Mr. Obiora, can you hear me?
Good morning, Mr. Obiora.
Good morning, Mr. Obiora.
Mr. Obiora, can you hear us? Hello, good morning.
Sir, kindly unmute your mic. Mr. Obiora is having a little issues with his phone, but before we go on, I would just like to just have your own thoughts on this local government autonomy. Do you really think that is going to work?
That's why we're actually having this guest review this with us. However, we'll take a break, we'll go for, we'll take entertainment news and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Entertainment News on Signature TV with your girl, Queenette Mohunta. And as usual, we bring you gist from the entertainment industry all over the world. Now let's take a look at the headlines making the rounds. Daddy Freeze reacts as court upholds 5 million naira adultery fine against him. Burna Boy is the love of my life, said our girl Steph. They made me this way. Shatawale blames his parents for neglecting him. We will give you details of these stories after a short break. I know you love gist. Now let's get right at it. Popular media personality Daddy Freeze has reacted to the appeal court's 5 million fine against him for allegedly sleeping with another man's wife. On February 18, 2021, he ordered Daddy Freeze to pay 5 million naira for committing adultery with Benedicta Elechi. He was ordered to pay the fine to one Paul Odekina, who was married to Benedicta Elechi at the time the adulterous act was committed. Daddy Freeze, who was not satisfied with the judgment, approached the appeal court to readdress. Addressing the allegation of cheating with a married woman on his Instagram live show, denied the allegation. According to him, they were both going through serious torment and they met in church. He said this happened 12 years ago, but he would pay the adultery fine despite the fact that he knows he's innocent. And our next story today is British rapper and singer Stephanie Allen, popularly known as Teflon Don, has stated that award-winning Nigerian singer Domini Ogolu, also known as Burna Boy, is the love of her life. Teflon Don made the claim in an interview with Fernando Hamann on the Netherlands music platform, Real Talk, which was released on social media on Saturday. When asked if Burna Boy still held a special place in her heart, the Jamaican singer responded with an unequivocal yes, with dreamy eyes and a voice softened by fond memories. As the conversation continued, Teflon Don didn't shy away from revealing that she's currently in a relationship, but failed to reveal the identity of her current beau. When asked if the song Last Last by Burna Boy was about her, Teflon Don stated that Burna Boy admitted the song was about her. And finally, our last gist for today. In a worrying post that has since gone viral on social media, Shatta claimed that his parents neglected him when he was young, which forced him to take on the personality he has today. Madam Elsie Evelyn, Shattawale's mother, went public last weekend revealing that she had not seen her son for over 10 years and that he has failed to care for her even in her desperate times. She added that she relies on relatives who are accommodating and caring for her financial responsibility. In reaction to the claims, Shatawale said that though he loves his mother, he has no obligations towards her upkeep. He revealed that his mother neglected him when he was young, hence he is paying her back in kind. Shatawale revealed that his stepmother stepped in to care for him and his daughter during his early years, providing stability and support, which his biological mother did not offer. He also expressed frustration over his biological mother's decision to take family matters to social media, which he felt was inconsiderate and aimed at attracting public sympathy. Wow. Well, that's all we have for you today on the entertainment segment. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thanks for watching. I remain your girl, Queen It Nwakunta.
Welcome back from that break. It's been an amazing one. We actually saw what's happening in the entertainment scene. Moving on with us is Mr. Obiora Ifo, the spokesperson for Labour Party. He's here to join us and talk more about Labour Party. But before we proceed with Labour Party, we'll just dive in a little bit on this local government autonomy that we've been talking about. Mr. Obiora Ifo, good morning. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Good morning, Nigeria.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning for having me. Good morning, Nigeria.
How are you? How are you, sir?
I am doing very great. Thank you. Thank you to the signature.
Okay, sir, we want you to shed more light and talk to us about Labour Party. But before we go into it, can you throw your own light and opinion about local government autonomy? We want to hear your opinion about local government autonomy.
All right, thank you so much. The local government autonomy is something that we have had a long time, even contained in the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999 Constitution. But what has been the problem has always been the implementation, especially when it comes to financial autonomy. But the Supreme Court judgment has clearly stated that the local government should have autonomy over their finances. And that is a welcome development. A few days ago, I did issue a statement as regards to that this is the real reasons why we'll be having problem with our local government system, because the state government will not allow the local governments to breathe. But the moment they begin to have their resources, their allocations directly from the FAC, I mean, it all has to do with transparency, accountability, innovation. All these things will come to play. The local government has a lot to do in the development of this democracy. Nigerians need to know who they voted for, what they are doing with the money allocated to them, how far they have done. And it has to do also with community engagement. Nigerians will now have to engage with our representatives at the local government, and will have very little to do. But outside that local government autonomy, I also think that the same court, the same Supreme Court should also uh, come up with a proper judicial interpretation of the role of INEC, because the local government elections in Nigeria has also been hijacked by the state. The state is doing a whole lot of damage to this democracy. And that is why you cannot even have a true representation at the local government. So you can see most of the people, most of the states that conduct local governments, they come up with 100% win. Even when their candidates are not known, they are handpicked and results rated. So these are things that must be checked. And I give kudos to the Supreme Court for being, being strong enough to come up with that judgment. And I think it should also percolate to other areas where local government have been lacking. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for throwing that light about the autonomy that been discussed about local government. But moving on, we want to talk a bit about Labour Party. We understand there is intra-party squabbles. There is disagreement on who is the chairman. There are some parties that say the person that is not. Can you throw light on that, sir?
Oh, well, there is no issue of controversy as to who is the national chairman or the leadership of a Labour Party. Labour Party is an organized institution, just like most other political parties. We have our constitution, we have our laws, and the moment you abide by what the constitution says, you are good and free. As it stands today, Barrister Julius Abure is the national chairman of Labour Party. Notwithstanding the fact that a lot of people may not be happy with the development, but it is what it is, but the law is clear and the constitution of the party is also clear. Let me deviate a little bit to those people that are agitating. I'm sure you also know there are some reconciliation going on. But the Nigerian Labour Congress, who fortunately piloted the registration of Labour parties, laying claims that they ought to dictate exactly what happens in a Labour Party. But the Constitution is very clear, the electoral law is very clear on that. The moment a political association transforms to a political party, they have become a body corporate. And an organization cannot own an organization. And since 2002 that the Labour Party came on board, it's been having successive leadership according to the constitution of the party, according to the electoral law, according to the constitution of Nigeria. So we are only appealing to the aggrieved persons, especially the Nigerian Labour Congress, who has floated what they call stakeholders or whatever nomenclature, that they should look into what the constitution says, look into what the electoral law says, abide by the law. They should not go into self-help. It will not help the democracy we are practicing. And if they are not comfortable with the situation, I mean, they have the option of going to the court to seek for interpretation. But self-help is not something anybody wants to go into, because it is illegal, it is unconstitutional, it is not something that democracy frowns on. Self-help. We have the law, and the moment you use the law interprets the matter. Just like you asked me about the local government autonomy, the law had decided on that, and that will be. And again, on the leadership of Labour Party, I'm sure you are aware that both the lower court and the appeal court has affirmed Julius Abure as the national chairman. The convention that we did earlier this year, also affirmed Julius Abure as the national chairman, and INEC has also confirmed him as the national chairman. So I do not get it when some people out there are shouting and making noise. So, but we plead on them. There is room for reconciliation. Our national leader has been going around preaching peace, preaching reconciliation, has met them, has met us, has met virtually every stakeholders, including the National Assembly members. Everybody has dropped the battle, willing to work. And it's interesting because Labour Party seems to be the only party that has gone ahead, moved far, and even endorsed a presidential candidate for 2027. So anyone that is doing anything to halt the progress of Labour Party isn't really working for the party. Maybe it's working for one other interest that will soon manifest.
Okay, sir, thank you very much. But just to get more understanding on what is going on, what could have been the problem or to make these other parties to disagree or not agree per se with the chairman, with the current chairman?
No, I've somehow tried to, paraphrase that. The idea is, that Julius Abure came on board when the former national chairman died, A.A. Absalam died, and Julius Abure was elected by the NEC to take over and run the cause of the leadership. And that he did. And the party constitution requires that there won't be any vacuum, and the convention should hold to elect a new crop of leadership. And some people are of the opinion that Julius Abure should not run for whatever reason best known to them, because by the constitution of the party, Julius Abure is qualified to run for any elective office in the party. And every other person that has met the criteria, including being a registered member of the Labour Party and a financial member of the Labour Party. Incidentally, the people in the Nigerian Labour Congress do not think it should be so. They are claiming proprietary rights over Labour Party. And to them, they should decide who holds what position and at what time. And we refer them to the constitution of the party, right from the 2002 constitution up to last moment, that it is not so. You need to first of all be a party member, hold your card, pay your dues, and do other necessary support for the party. Incidentally, most of these persons in the NLC are not even card-carrying members of the party, including the president of the NLC, Comrade Joe Ajero, does not even have membership card. And we said no. There is a rule, even in the electoral law. Don't leave out the party constitution. The electoral law is very clear about who will be in the party and who will run elections. And we are doing everything we are doing stricto sensu with the constitution, the electoral law. First of all, go home and register. Take it from the ward. Take it from whatever. So you can aspire to be anything, even at the national level. But no, they will not do that. They just want to take over. And that is why we say no. It doesn't work like that. That is the bone of contention. And that is what we have asked them to go to the court to get a proper legal interpretation of who can be a national officer of the party.
Okay, so thank you very much. From what you explained, it seemed like it's a rumor that that there are crises within the party, and so I believe this rumor can negatively affect the party. Now, what do you think is the implication this rumor has on the party?
Obviously, it's not a rumor, so to say. It is a reality that the situation is affecting the party, affecting our image, is affecting our prospect, is affecting the where we ought to be, but we are not there because it has created a whole lot of division in the party. Now, I want you to take this point of note that division is not affecting members of the party or the real members of the party, the card-carrying members of the party. They have implicit support for the leadership of Barrister Julius Sabure. But it is the camp that believes that they have the proprietary rights over Labour Party, which is a very minute percentage of membership of Labour Party. But you know, in Nigerian media space, it's something that you do not check. Somebody will be in this room and tweet, and everyone will take it as gospel truth and begin to magnify it, and it looks as if it is really a big deal. So in that case, it's affecting our image, but it's serious.
Okay, sir.
But within the party itself, we do not think that those minute population can actually dim the light of Labour Party.
Sorry to cut you in, sir, but saying that this is something that could have happened before, I don't know, lay down strategies or plans or what's it called now? A plan that can curb things like this, things in place that can help you in time of crisis like this. How do you intend to solve the problem?
Yeah, there are, and part of it is the reconciliation that we've started. You know, before now, if you've listened to the news, you will find out that some members of the National Assembly actually bought the propaganda by the NLC, and then again, the obedient family, who are also a large population of our membership, also bought the propaganda. But what have we done? We have tried not to speak so much or try to join them in the media, and that's another strategic position we took, not to always join them in the media. We have started serious underground positions, we have serious underground mechanisms, including reconciling with most of the aggrieved members. Politics is all about the reconciliation. So as it is now, we are 100% with all our elected members, both at the national and at the state. We are 100% with them. The obedient family, the real obedient members, and not the people that have hijacked the space, the real obedient, are also beginning to see reasons, because on few occasions they have seen the leader of the obedient, the principal of the obedient, being His Excellency Peter Obi, coming to the Labour Party, attending our meetings, so they already know where he belongs. And that was why we tried to float the Directorate of Obedience. But by the counsel of our principal, our presidential candidate, we had to make it a lot more elaborate. To transit the obedience, we now called it the Mobilization and Reconciliation Directorate. I was flagged off. It was monitored all over the world, and we've had commendable comments across the globe, and they have gone out working. Right now, as I speak with you, they are looking for coordinators across all globe, everywhere in the world. Coordinators are emerging, people indicating interest to be coordinators in Asia, Europe, America, everywhere. You understand? This is what we have done. And part of what we are also doing is to, unlike some other parties that are still working on analog, we have developed an app to make sure that everyone registers. We are doing an update of membership and fresh registration. So that is what we are doing now. I think everybody is on board except the NLC. And we are working hard. You can see, with our humility, we have refused to join them in the media. They have been attacking. And even there, you can see that they have not heard from Joe Ajero or the national or the general secretary of NLC. Even in the NTC that they formed, it's only one or two persons that have been aggrieved, that have this ambition of becoming national leaders, that we are somehow shut out because of their own problems. So they are becoming inconsolable, granting television interviews and invading the social space. So, but outside that, there's serious reconciliation going on led by the national leader. And I'm sure in a few days, in a few weeks or months' time, we'll all be on one page and we'll take it from there.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So I have two questions. One is actually streaming from what you said. You said the people that are the obedient family, using your word. First, I thought Labour Party is like a movement, right? So obedient, using the word obedient, I thought Peter Obi is meant to be the candidate, a presidential candidate for the Labour Party. But when you use the word obedient, does it look like, it does look like he owns the party? That's first. So does Peter Obi own Labour Party? Secondly, with the local government autonomy and the intra-party crisis in Labour Party, like you said, what is the way forward and the fate of Labour Party? Can the party really stand? And do you think they have a chance with local government, with the incoming local government elections?
Oh yes, let me start from the first question. Labour Party and obedient.
Peter, yes.
Every Labour Party member is an obedient, but not every obedient member is Labour Party. And that is why you have obedient.
So when you say obedient, what do you mean?
No, let me explain. I'm going to explain.
Okay.
Let me explain properly. The obedient, so to say, claim that they cut across all political parties. And even the principal himself has come out to say that, well, that he has children or followers across all political parties. And the obedient is, as their name implies, are working for the enthronement of new Nigeria, greater nation, prosperous nation, through the leadership of His Excellency, Peter Obi. So, and that is why, if you find out in the social media and everywhere you go, their single word, or what they go out there is Peter Obi. So that we are trying to see how we can bring all those obedient members to belong to Labour Party. Most of them are not category, they are not party members, they are only supporters. They are the support wing, major support wing of Labour Party. I needed to make this clarification so that you understand that Labour Party is a big umbrella comprising of obedient members and so many other support groups. Obedient member, in a short definition, is one of the support groups in Labour Party. But that doesn't necessarily make them members of Labour Party. You only become a member when you have gone to your ward to register and pick membership card and pay your dues. Incidentally, half of the obedient members are not.
Okay.
Now, you talked about the autonomy. Yes, we are happy, and I've said that we are happy about the financial autonomy. You have to underline that. What we have achieved through the Supreme Court is financial autonomy. And of course, autonomy has to do with a greater or greater participation of local government. They want to own their government. They want to own everything that happens. And for now, the elections in Nigeria is still handled by the state electoral commission, and they are highly partisan, selected by the state executive to run their thing. So you do not expect them to do otherwise. Let me tell you, I've been in an executive, a state government, and I know how these things happen. It's the only state in Nigeria that has tried to do something different from what other states are doing. Was Kaduna State under Erufai. So he allowed INEC to contest, and that is why then, under his, we see local government chairmen that were from PDP, ABC, and the other political parties. But since then, they have not, the other governors have refused to follow suit. And that is why it will be difficult. We just had an election in Delta State last weekend, and the PDP, the party in government, won every single thing because there was really no election. Names were adopted, written and adopted, and given to the State Electoral Commission to publish, and he dare not refuse to publish it. So until we begin to get the full autonomy, get this electoral, in FCT, it is INEC that conducts election in FCT. That is why you have every other party represented in the executive. You understand? That is how democracy grows. We just finished the election in UK, and people came out to speak, and they said that Labour UK is what they wanted. Of all the things that the other parties did, the Conservatives, the people still rejected them, and and the result was respected. But that is not what we'll see at the local election. So as it is now, we do not think that anything good can still come out from elections.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. You've done a great job, a great deal. And because I was about to, from what you explained, it seems obedience is another moniker for citizens who advocate for new Nigeria. And on a lighter note, we wanted to ask if Labour UK is an extension of Labour Party here from Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Let me also, on the lighter note, tell you that all of us have the same ideology. Social welfareism. We have the people in mind. More,
sir.
And that is,
thank you so much, sir.
Our leader actually did ask all Nigerians in UK to vote for Labour UK, and that was why most of they came. And we have about 6 or 7 Nigerians in that government today.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We do appreciate Mr. Obiora Ifo. We thank you for your intake. Right now, we want to go for a commercial break. When we come back, we take Internet Watch. Signature Morning is still on. Go nowhere.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to another episode of Internet Watch. My name still remains Joshua Oritogun. And on today's watch, we have the Lagos State government announcing a ban on unregulated commercial bus operations, including danfos and koropes along the Lekki-Epe corridor starting October 1st, 2024. This decision has sparked a range of reactions from the public, with some expressing concerns about potential job losses and increased hardship, while others believe it could lead to improved public transportation. The government has emphasized that this ban is part of a broader plan to enhance commuting in the state, but has not provided a specific alternative for the affected drivers. This is a big issue that needs proper handling. I mean, if you remove the danfos and the koropes, is the government providing an alternative for means of transportation? How about all the people who are going to be losing their means of livelihood? We've always seen the government make policies without proper evaluation. Is this going to be one of them, or is there a better plan? I'll lead you to the discussion area right now. First on our comment is Fawon. Fawon is saying, so what is the alternative going to be? Because this has always been the problem. The state is so overpopulated, sometimes even the downfall buses aren't enough to transport bystanders. So this is a big issue already. Generation Football is saying this should have been done 15 years ago. However, if they do it now, better for the environment. Nevertheless, I hope they provide alternative. Next in the comment section, I have Bemisola. She's saying they want to render some people jobless again. Well, I hope that is not entirely the case. Next, finally on the comment section, it says, why banding of danfo, korope in a, let me start again. Why banding of danfo and korope in a country where people hardly put food on their table? It's very certain that there is no alternative means for these people to survive than the decision that when this decision is acted upon. Lagos State government need to do better. I think the most concern of almost everybody commenting is that hope this is going to be an alternative. Hope this is not just going to be one of those policies where they bring out without having to consider the larger population and how it affects them. Well, on to the next exciting story today. Chima has been crowned the winner of the Nigerian Idol Season 9.
When the issues matter and the need to know matters.
The chief of staff of Nigeria couldn't go to his village because it was being occupied by Boko Haram.
Politicians and political parties have massively used money to buy votes and to change the course of electoral direction.
You will also remember the very APC itself set up a Rufai committee recommending restructuring doesn't mean anything. Go back to federalism.
Or the fun and the fair to relieve everyday care.
Life is a riddle, my son. The land bled when Uvorawen was put in shackles. Heaven wept when Saruwiwa was laid to rest.
Everything comes with the just too funny. Everything comes with who I am.
The Signature Show, your show that matters.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on the Signature Show. I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo. On the 28th of June, 2 young men were sent to prison in ENUGU. The interesting thing about one of those that was sent to prison was that just about a year ago, he had won election to represent ENUGU South Urban constituency at the ENUGU House of Assembly. For a lot of his admirers, his journey to prison started with winning that position and being sworn in to serve as a member of the ENUGU State House of Assembly. How did Honorable Bright Ngene move from the assembly to prison? Why did one of his friends and a fellow indigene of Akukewani also end up in prison on the 28th of June, 2024? I have with me in the studio 2 gentlemen that will try to unravel, try to untwist this very complicated story in the studio with me. First is a former commissioner in Enugu State and a former member of the Enugu State House of Assembly. Sometimes is referred to as an elder statesman, Chief Lucky Chukwu. Chief Lucky, you're welcome to the Signature Show.
Thank you very much, V. Martin Silo.
Also in the studio here is Chukwuemeka John Okereke, who is a lawyer and counsel to Bright Chukwuemeka Ngene and John Ewo, who both are now at the Enugu Correctional Center. They have been sentenced to a total of 7 years each in prison, 4 years for stealing and 3 years for conspiracy. Gentlemen, this story has become so big in Nigeria today. There has been demonstrations across the country, especially in Enugu, about this sentence that was given to these 2 gentlemen, especially the sentence given to Honorable Bright Ngene, who just until recently, when the court said they needed to go back and do a rerun of his election in 6 polling units in his state constituency, was a member of the Enugu State House of Assembly. And now he is cooling his heels in prison. I'll start with you, Lucky Chukwu. Your party, LP, which sponsored Bright Ngene to the House of Assembly, is crying wolf. You say there's something wrong with this judgment, there's something wrong with the procedure, there's something wrong with the process. Would you take time and take us a little back about how this journey started for Bright Ngene from the House of Assembly to prison?
Thank you very much, V. Martin Silo. Like you said, the problem of Honorable Barrister Bright Ngene started the day he won his election into Enugu State House of Assembly. Now, before then, there was a petition because there was crisis in our Akuke community. So, Honorable Bright Ngene was a secretary of a subcommittee. They were not privy to any of the parties. So, the 2 parties agreed that Bright's
the 2 parties, you mean?
The factions.
Okay, there was already a problem in the community.
There was already a problem.
And the community was divided into 2 groups.
They agreed that In fact, a lien was placed on the account of the community. So there was this agreement that Bright Ngene should make his chamber's account available for the payment of toll that they collect from the sand. You know, Akuke is where tippers go to collect sand. So as they were collecting, they were paying into that account. The road so degenerated to a level that the community said, we must do something about that road. Money was lifted from that account for the construction or reconstruction of that road. When that money was taken away, I'm surprised. What the police wrote was 7-point-something million. But what was in the charge sheet is 15-point-something million. So apparently something is wrong somewhere. The police that investigated the matter came to the conclusion that it was 7-point-something million. But in the charge sheet, the amount was increased to 15 million. However, the petition was dated 2017 and was left in abeyance. No person talked about anything until Honorable Bright Ngene now won election into ENUGU State House of Assembly. They went and resurrected that petition, and he was charged to court. John Ewo was charged to court by association. He's very close to Bright Ngene. The matter was taken to the court of a retiring magistrate court, a retiring magistrate court, Chief A.O. Eze. So, upon the retirement of Eze, the matter was now sent to the court of ENUGU. The way ENUGU was handling that matter was so manifest that he is totally biased.
Okay, before we go to that, because for those details, I want to talk to his lawyer,
okay,
who is also here in the studio. But before we go there, when Bright won,
yes,
his victory was challenged in court.
Yes.
And I am aware that the court had ruled that election will be rerun in
eight polling units.
8 polling units in his federal constituency.
In one ward.
In one ward.
Yeah.
So what happened from that point? Because he had to leave the House of Assembly. Or was he still in the House of Assembly?
He had to leave the State House of Assembly
to
in
go
obedience
to the
order of the tribunal.
Tribunal, okay.
Election Petition Tribunal. So they gave that order. If you look at the proceedings, or you were privy to the proceedings, there was no any way either of the panelists, the judges, with due respect to them, would have made any judgment in that matter. But because something has happened, they couldn't, so they decided, okay, let us order for a run in 8 polling units. The run was slated for 3rd June 2024 to be conducted by the resident electoral commissioner, Chukwuemeka Joseph Chukwu, and of course the electoral officer, ENUGU South local government area, Francis Chibu. There were normal accreditations and all the rest of them who were there. The senator representing ENUGU Senatorial Zone, Sir Kevin Chukwu, was there. The member representing Enugu North and South Federal Constituency, Chimatu, was there. Then the member representing Enugu East and Isuza Federal Constituency, Professor Namchi, was equally there. All the labor officials that have sympathy, including people that have sympathy for labor that were not members of the Labour Party, were there. So when they wanted to distribute the materials, we discovered to our greatest shock that the result sheet was not among the papers that were supposed to be distributed. We now ask, where is the result sheet?
So there was no result sheet?
There was no result sheet. And we insisted, if there is no result sheet, then there will be no election. That was the scenario. At around 2 p.m., he now called all the members of the political parties, party officials, and all the rest of them, and said that the election was being postponed. He was specifically asked, why are you postponing the election? He didn't give any answer to that. But something happened. The result sheet had already been taken away and result written in advance, just like what happened in Kogi State.
Did you see the result sheet that had been written?
I'm coming to that.
No, did you see the result sheet?
I didn't see the result sheet.
So what I'd like us to take away is that the result sheet was not available.
It was not available.
Yeah.
But if the results had not been written, they would have brought the result sheet back.
Okay, so you are suspecting
Yes.
that it may have been written.
Exactly. And because it has been written, there was no way they could smuggle it in.
That was the assumption.
That's my assumption, and that's correct. Because it happened in Kogi. Results were already written before the election, and they were announcing the result while election was going on. Now, they said no date for the...
So the REC accepted that the election was not going to proceed.
Yes.
Because there was no
result sheet.
Good.
Then Brighton now, through his lawyer that is here with me, wrote a petition to the National INEC chairman, Professor Yakub Mahmoud, detailing what happened. The resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Chukwuemeka Joseph Ike, and the EO, Enugu South Urban, they were asked to step aside.
By INEC National?
By INEC National. Given the evidence based on the petition and what transpired. So, the REC, Resident Electoral Commissioner for Anambra State, Mrs. Elizabeth Agu, was asked, together with her team, to come to Enugu on 14th of June to conduct the rerun.
What happened when they came?
When they came after accreditation, suddenly Chief Jim Nwobodo surfaced and asked the woman to render the election inconclusive. The woman said, no, I won't take instruction from you. I'll take instruction from those who sent me from Abuja.
Who gave you this information?
I was there. No person gave me any information.
So when the woman said, I won't take instructions from you, what happened?
Now, Jim retorted in Igbo. MS going to election. MSC election. So, translated into English, what are you people still waiting for? Election has been completed, and you people are here looking, moping. In fact, that incited members of the PDP.
Again, that's your assumption, that what he said incited them. That is your assumption.
That is my assumption.
Good.
Because immediately after that statement, they started destroying INEC materials. The PDP candidate, Honorable Samungene, personally was destroying the cubicles of INEC. He was caught on camera.
Do you have the video?
Yes. We have the electronic evidence.
You can present that evidence.
Yes.
You have to present the evidence.
It's all right.
Good.
So, when that thing now happened, the woman herself went into her vehicle. Police decided to protect her.
So the election did not continue.
The election, after accreditation, did not continue again.
Because of the violence.
Because of the perceived violence. There was no violence.
No, but you said they were destroying.
Of course, when he made that thing, they started destroying things, and the woman was still willing
to conduct
the election. So she waited patiently. Those talks refused to leave the scene. So the woman now decided that there will be no election after accreditation had taken place. So shortly after that, about 2 weeks after that event, the resident electoral commissioner of ENUGU State, Chukwuemeka Joseph Chukwu, now called
the same man that the INEC chairman
asked to step aside
so that the Anambra rec can conduct.
Yes,
came back again
with the same electoral officer for Enugu South local government, Francis Chibu. They now called all the political parties and the candidates, addressed them that the election was going to take place. So when they came out from that meeting, we did the analysis. Here is a man that could not produce the result sheet in the first election of 3rd June 2024 and was asked to step aside with the electoral officer for Enugu South local government, Mr. Francis Chibu, coming again to say that they are going to conduct an election. So we went home and analyzed the entire thing and decided to address the press. That this is a man that was asked to step aside with his EO. The same, when has he been rebaptized to come and...
Did the election take place eventually?
No, the election did not take place.
Why didn't it take place?
Because we said we don't want the man to come and conduct the election.
Did you petition INEC?
Yes.
And did INEC take action?
We were waiting for the reply of the INEC when the same man said that the election will not take place again.
So, so up till now, has the election taken place?
The election has not taken place because we refused and insisted that there must not be any election. One, the Election Petition Tribunal started sitting from May to September.
Okay.
When in their verdict, they said rerun must take place in 8 polling units in Enugu South local government area. 90 days. Within 90 days, not more than 90 days. Okay. INEC must conduct the election within 90 days and not after 90 days. 90 days came and passed. 125 days came and passed. Look, we are not illiterates. We have the Electoral Act. As it stands now, any election conducted by INEC is null and void in respect of that state constituency.
Okay.
Because the result that came out when INEC conducted the first election was bright 5,862 votes. Mark my word, 5,862 votes. Samungen of PDP, 2,098 votes.
So what was the number of all the votes in the in the 8 polling stations?
I think about 4,000 plus.
Okay, so that was the vote in contention.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back there. Let me go to Barrister Okereke, who is also the lawyer for Bright Chukwuemeka Ngene and John Ewo. Let's talk about the legal processes which ended with the imprisonment of Bright and John. This matter was in 2017. Nothing happened between 2017 and probably 2023 or 2024. What brought back this matter?
Well, thank you, Martins. Just like my brother said, the political scene introduced another thing into the matter. As a lawyer, I read through the scripts, through the files. I saw the facts open. There was no case either in that file. That was why that case was like no case. Let me put your mind back. AOSA, who is now retired, his worship is a chief magistrate. Transferred that matter to the admin magistrate, who transferred it to Emmanuel Dominic.
Why was it? Because he was retiring?
He retired.
So he transferred to the administrative.
Yes. Yes. Emmanuel Dominic was following this matter. There was no stress. The lawyers who were in that matter at that time did not complain until things started happening politically. It was Bright who told the magistrate that he has interest in politics. And the obvious bias started.
So why did he have to tell the magistrate
because
that he had
we
interest
are
in politics?
all lawyers. Ongu is a friendly man, he's a good man, he's a family man. Bright is a family man. I myself, we are lawyers. We are justices. To others who don't know law. So we have to move together. But that is not the issue. The major issue now is, how did the court conduct this case from that point?
Tell me, that's what I'm asking.
And that is what I'm trying to tell you.
You have addressed press conferences, you have granted interviews where you have accused EO on ED on the magistrate of bias.
Yes.
So that's why I want you to tell me why you concluded that is biased in this matter.
It was obvious. Obvious in the matter that when a matter is being handled and the magistrate steps into the arena all the time, the magistrate has an obvious interest in that matter.
That's a legal register.
Yes.
What do you mean when he steps into the arena?
Stepping into the arena is when, because a judge supposed to be an unbiased judge, because he
so what
sits,
you mean is that when by stepping into the arena,
he
biased.
does not look left or right. He sees the law and sees the facts.
What are the facts, barrister?
Yes.
When you say he's biased, he stepped into the arena, what facts do you have? Can you tell me why, either in his conduct or in his process or in his procedure, what convinced you that he's biased and what you did about it?
Okay, let me tell you one thing. First of all, he asked the first defendant, whom I am representing, to go and kneel before the traditional rulers, even when the matter has not been heard. And when that was not done, his interests become obvious. And stepping into the arena, there are so many versions of it. When you come into the arena and take over the prosecution from the prosecutor. The judges don't do that. You allow the prosecutor to prove a case. And we are hammering...
You've not told me how he took over prosecution from the prosecutors. How did he do that?
Okay, let me not take you too far. In court, when a judge begins to ignore certain facts which ought to appear in the record, it is interest, manifest interest. And when the parties see that and petition to the chief judge of the state, who has a supervisory role upon the magistrate, that this is what is happening, and the judge, the chief judge, under his hand and seal, transfer the matter from the magistrate and say, do not do it again. Let another magistrate take over.
So you petitioned the chief judge when you saw the bias.
And the matter was transferred.
And the chief judge of the state transferred the matter to another judge.
By an order of 9th November 2022. The matter was transferred from ENUGU to IM.
So how did the matter now end again in ENUGU's court where he gave the judgment? Since you said the chief judge had transferred the matter to Mama, what happened?
Martin, that's where we will begin to establish conspiracy.
Please do establish it now.
Yes, because
I need to have the facts.
If the court has actually transferred that matter to IM Mama, and IM Mama sat on that matter, plea was taken.
He did.
And hearing started.
He did.
Hearing commenced. And on the 10th day of November, IM Mama, in his wisdom and knowledge of law, said, there's no matter here in this case. Transfer it to multi-door courthouse for proper mediation. He has seen everything about the file. The matter was pending at the multi-door courthouse when another order from nowhere came, purportedly signed by the chief judge. I said no. If chief judge of Enugu State...
What was the order about?
The order now ordered that the matter be transferred to Court 5. The matter in Court 5, be transferred to ENUGU back again.
I want to be very clear because I'm getting a little confused.
All right.
The chief judge, after your petition, ordered that the matter be taken to Mama's court.
Yes.
And 10 days into the matter, even when Mama had directed that you go to the multi-door to look for how to resolve the matter.
Yes.
Then an order came again from the same chief judge.
It's not 10 days. Martin, it is not 10 days. When the matter was transferred.
Yes.
That was 9th November 2022.
Good.
Now, another letter from NL Chijokabo, the deputy court registrar, the deputy chief registrar, High Court and Litigation.
Okay.
Wrote another letter addressed to the third defendant, that is John Ewo, telling him that his application has been refused. The two letters, the one of NLC Abo, Chijoka Abo, denying that the application was refused, and another letter forwarding an order of the chief judge to IM Mama, became conflicting.
So,
yes.
So when you saw these conflicting orders,
it was brought back to the knowledge of the chief judge.
How did you do that?
By presenting it through another
letter,
write-up
to the chief judge.
To the chief
so
judge.
when you got your letter to the chief judge saying that you're getting confused with the conflicting memos or orders coming from the same source, what did the chief judge do?
Another order of the 6th June 2023 was made
by the chief judge.
Restating that the transfer to IM Mama subsists, and that the order of 9th November is still enforced by the order of 6th June.
So what now went wrong? Then if it was back...
After all this, that was when the hearing commenced in Ifeanyi Mama's court.
Where he now decided that you guys should go for mediation.
To transfer to multi-door.
So at what point did you have another order now taking the case back to
By 2023 December, another order emerged that the matter be transferred back to ED
from the chief judge?
From the chief judge. Purportedly, because I doubted it, that though the chief judge has right at all times to transfer cases.
Did you approach the chief judge or did you petition at this time?
I now put up a letter in form of petition. I just mellowed it down and said the title, Request for Direction.
And what did he direct? The chief judge, when he got your letter, what did he direct?
Nothing happened. We were not directed either.
When nothing happened, what did you do?
I wrote again because the court continued. Even when I brought the letter to the notice of the magistrate court, that I wrote a letter against you before the chief judge, that the way you are conducting this matter is not following the procedure. We are laying dangerous precedents before the people. Then he continued, and at this time he started to adjourn the matter more regular than before. I now wrote a letter, another one to the chief judge, which I served through courier service, that there is lawlessness and abuse of office in the magistrate court where I represent the first defendant.
And what did the chief judge do?
And nothing happened.
When nothing happened, were you helpless?
Yes, I was. But I remembered that in 2023, May 23rd, that we filed an application, ex parte motion, seeking for the leave of court to apply for judicial review of the activities of these judicial officers who are going beyond the law. When I now moved that motion on 25th of May 2024, a year after, I expected, and when I moved that motion, it was in the open court, and the judge, with all due respect, gave an order giving us leave to apply for judicial review and prohibiting the magistrate, the chief magistrate, from continuing on the matter.
Which court gave you this judgment?
Court 1, ENUGU State.
Okay.
Presided over by A.O. Onovo.
Okay.
High Court.
High Court. When I got this order, I came to court. I announced it to the magistrate. He said until he sees the order. I went back. The following adjournment, which is the following day, because we have started adjourning on daily basis. I could not get the order. I applied for certified true copy of the record of the court where that order was given. I got a certified true copy and I served it to the court. I said, look at where the order was given. While we are waiting for the order, look at the order was given. Actually, it's not a makeup. Now, he said, until he sees the order.
So eventually you got the certified copy?
I served.
You served the judge? I mean the magistrate?
I served the magistrate in the court and I served to the prosecutor. Unfortunately, that order never saw the light of the day because when I approached the registrar of the court, he said, It is typed, but there are some errors until the presiding judge corrects it, that I should come the next day. The next day, I was informed that the file has been removed.
From
From court 1 to nowhere.
So did you look for the file?
I asked for the file in the office.
Did you find the file?
No. Because the court clerk told me that file was taken by the deputy chief registrar, N.L. Chijoke Abo, to his own office, to her own office. And what happened is that I waited for the order. That order was made in the open court. I expect to get that order.
So eventually, did you get the order? Because we don't have all the time.
I don't get the order. I didn't.
So what happened?
What happened is the story with the judiciary and judicial workers. Because...
No, what I mean is when you didn't get the...
order.
Yes, to serve.
Yes.
The magistrate who was telling you that he needed to see the document.
Yes.
What how did you move ahead with the case?
I now filed a motion against him. I said, because of all these your comments, all these your acts, attitudes, and breach to the law, it is time for you to recuse yourself of this matter. Allow this another magistrate to take care of this case.
Did he agree?
That was the matter we adjourned for motion for 28th of June. And that was the day the motion was moved. But eventually, it came to me that the order which I was waiting for has been vacated. I wasn't there. No notice. This order that was given in the open court was vacated.
Outside the court.
Without the party, without anybody knowing about it. When we now came back, unfortunately, the first thing the prosecutor served me was a certified true copy of the record of court where the order was vacated.
But you were not informed in any way as the lawyer that was representing. Okay.
I now said, you have to recuse yourself, please, because you have done much.
You were telling the magistrate.
And I put it in form of motion.
And he refused.
And we now adjourn to move my motion because they needed to react. He himself, as the magistrate who has been made a party to the case, ought to have filed a counter affidavit.
So when
against all the allegations I have made against him.
So when this was not going the way you wanted, did you continue with the matter, or did you petition the chief judge again, or what did you do at that time?
At the moment where that lawlessness was not controlled by the chief judge, we are constrained to seek redress at the higher level. We now wrote a petition to NJC, National Judicial Council.
What were you asking the Judicial Council to do?
I asked that they intervene, that my client is going to be convicted unjustly. That's my prayer, and sole prayer too.
Did they intervene? Did they stop the process?
They wrote to me that my petition is taken care of, that they eventually will see to it, and I agreed. Because there are other processes they have to take. I am not holding their brief. But when I came back to ENUGU, I now served my petition to the magistrate. I said, I wrote against you to the NJC. It is better we do not preempt or do anything prejudicial, so that when the NJC steps in, they make their findings. He said he will not receive it.
He refused to?
He refused to collect it. Okay. Then we went and served the chief judge in his office. They collected it. When we now told the NJC secretary, look at what was going on, he said, serve him in any way. We dropped it in his court. And the bailiff swore to an affidavit of service. And we forwarded those affidavit of service back to NJC.
So did he now stop?
He did not stop.
Okay, let me bring...
Because that's why we said there was obvious bias. He was bent on running a script. He could not stop.
What was the script?
The script, political.
Okay, since it's political, let me come to the politician. Chief Lucky. So, I mean, it was like the lawyer had come to a dead end, kind of. So what happened at that point?
Well, what happened at that point was I had to grant an interview to Arise Television and explained the details of what happened. One, PDP wanted Bright Ngene to cross over from Labour Party to PDP. He refused.
Do you have
yes, I have it.
Do you have evidence?
Of course,
because
of course.
We
Even the day he told me that he was going to meet with the governor and that an arrangement has been made so that he will go there. I said, you can go and see the governor. He's the governor of the state. But I told him, be very careful.
Did he see the governor?
Eventually, he didn't see the governor. So, he didn't know that they were applying delay tactics to hit at him. So, all these make-up stories was to, you know, whatever action he wants to take, he will drop it. I said, Bright, be very careful. You know what shocked me? On 27th, 7 hillocks filled by armed mobile policemen with double magazines. 8 Sienna with security men just over this particular.
Do we have a video?
Of course, there is. We'll make it available to you. You see, I saw that last in a governorship petition tribunal where the tribunal was going to give their last judgment.
So on this day that you had all the security, heightened security, that was also a day of one of the sittings of
yes.
Magistrate Om.
Yes.
So
in fact, after 27th, he now adjourned to 28 and said that the 2 defendants should come to court by 12 noon. I called John Ewo and Bright. I said, be ready to go to prison. Now this man has finished writing his judgment.
Was it just by hindsight or was
No. The way the matter was going, it was very clear. Even that day he gave the judgment, he said his hands were tied in open court. In open court.
Okay, Lucky, I would go back to the lawyer. So tell me what happened on the 27th and 28th. We don't have time.
Yes.
We need to be really...
Prior to 27th,
yes,
they have already scheduled for an election, for that rerun, on a Saturday. We had a matter on Wednesday. And my client, the first defendant, must attend to a meeting of the INEC. I begged the court to grant him leave to go and attend that matter at that meeting. That was what started the fast lane. Now, when that leave was granted, he now said that the matter must continue. I said, can the matter continue in the absence of the first defendant? Let us adjourn. And if possible, vacate the Friday so that we enable them to participate in the Saturday election. After the election, we'll continue. He said, if that is the case, it is better to call Bright back. Bright, the first defender has gone far. They sent a pregnant woman to go and call him back. He was invited back. When you come back to the court, it was argued again. It was getting late in the night. That was when the court now said it has to be on 27th. On 27th, we were first going to take motion. And that motion was that the Akuke and the Akuku One people wrote a letter as nominal complainants in the matter that they want to withdraw. If it's a sin that their son has committed, they are ready to forgive him. That they should. The court now ruled and said, no, you cannot withdraw.
Why?
Reason best known to him.
He didn't give any reason for refusing.
He said it's only the Attorney General that can grant such leave to withdraw. We lawyers, we said no. That a nominal complainant has right to withdraw his matter or withdraw his evidence or even say, I no longer wish to prosecute. It was overruled. Now, we now quickly adjourned to 28 for motion. Motion to recuse yourself. Motion to recall the third witness that was wrongly foreclosed. And these two motions were moved on 28. And the court insisted on ruling. Even when there was a serious argument, you ought not to be a judge in your own case. These affidavits were against you. I mentioned your name severally, accusing and alleging a lot of bias upon you that you ought to file a counter affidavit. You did not file anything. The prosecution filed just a flimsy something. The court insisted to rule on it. Why not transfer this motion to another court to judge over you? You are sitting as a judge in your own
So
case.
the magistrate ignored the motion.
Ruled against the motion, overruled it.
And did what?
And said he has power to continue. Then, the counsel to the third defendant rose and said, my client was wrongly foreclosed, that he was the town union chairman who set up the committee where the first defendant was a secretary. That his evidence could have afforded the court first-hand information on why money was transacted in the first place. Because it was his order, the third defendant as the town union chairman,
president,
that ordered for any money to be paid into any account. Even not only the
the judge refused.
He refused.
And went ahead with the judgment.
We did not adjourn for judgment. Even before judgment, we ought to address court. Address, final address is a constitutional right. Even if you did not give evidence, you're supposed to, and you have the right to address court.
Did you request to address the court?
It is a matter of routine. We requested, we were in court, we are ready.
And he refused.
All we ask is, please, like myself, representing the first defendant, I took over this matter halfway. I showed the court my application for the certified true record of court, so that I can now have a full idea of what I will address court on. I showed it to court. Court said, if you cannot address me now, forget it. He now called the third defendant and said that his lawyer should address him. In the end, nobody addressed the court. First defendant, third defendant, prosecution, nobody addressed the court.
And the judge gave his judgment.
He knocked on the table and said, this matter must end today. This matter must end today. and now opened his file and brought out already made judgment. Even if we had addressed court orally, the judgment was already there.
Okay, so he read his judgment. Of course, is open. He sentenced your client and his friend to 7 years imprisonment.
Yes.
4 years for stealing, 3 years for conspiracy.
Yes.
We have less than 5 minutes.
Yes.
So where do we go from here? What happens? Will Bright, who is supposed to be contesting his position at the tribunal or wherever, or going for re-election or rerun, or refusing not to go, will he continue to be in prison for 7 years? As their lawyer, what are you doing, or what constitutional rights does he have moving forward?
Well, removing politics from it, ENUGU State Judiciary is still a dependable justice institution. I, as the counsel for the first defendant, must, and I have, applied to the same court for bail pending appeal. It is a constitutional right that so long as they were coming to court religiously and has never failed to appear in court until their judgment.
So you have appealed for,
they are entitled to bail pending appeal. Then on the errors of judgment and what has happened, transpired in the judgment, there must be an appeal against the conviction.
So are you going to appeal?
We have already appealed. We have already filed our appeal.
Okay.
Yes,
you have the last word. Politically, looking at all this, what's the way forward? What's your party doing about this?
Well, my party, they are doing a lot. V. Martin, my elder brother, Elder Barrister Ibo Chukwuowele, was assassinated because of the type of politics we play in Nkano land. He's an Amade, he's an Odenibo. I was expecting Solomon Lai is dead, Sam Mbakwe is dead, Abu Akademi is dead, Goni of Borno State is dead. We thank God that Chief Jim Nwoboro is still alive. We are thinking that Chief Jim Nwoboro, as a foremost politician and a man we regard as our father, who was governor when we were with old Anambra State, will call his children together and not take sides. The day Igbo was killed, right inside, behind his backyard, till date, Jim never issued any statement condemning the killing of my senior brother and the burning of the corpse. It is unfortunate that Jim will come to the level of House of Assembly to come and take side. Let me warn. They've killed Owele, my brother. We are still looking for those that killed him. But Jim, he will face the judgment of God.
It's okay. Jim is not here, so we won't let you. I must.
Finally, V. Martins.
In one word.
Yes.
Please, we are out of time.
We are going to get judgment.
Okay.
But Nigerians should watch it. If INEC cannot conduct election in 8 polling units, how will they conduct election in Edo and Ondo?
Okay, gentlemen, I must thank you for your time. We may be bringing you back to the studio because this is a continuing story, it's a developing story. We may bring you back. I want to thank you, Lucky Chukwu, for your time, former commissioner and former member of the ENUGU State House of Assembly. Chukwuemeka John Okereke, lawyer and counsel to Bright, and John Ewo. I must thank you. And you'll be watching The Signature Show. I'm Vin Martin Obiora Ilo from ENUGU, Nigeria. Thanks for watching.
when the issues matter.
Welcome to Signature TV News. I am Barry Kumo Ado. In the headlines, Tinubu sacks Adekombi, reinstates Professor Zabi as High-Rep coordinator. Amewule-led assembly shuts down expenditures by Governor Fubara. Gunmen shoot APC chieftain, abduct 5 in Abuja. And UK's new foreign minister, Lamy, meets with host state families in Middle East trip. Details shortly. President Bola Tinubu has sacked Dr. Olufemi Adekombi and reinstated Neni Barini Zabi as project coordinator of the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, HIREP, 2 days after the announcement. The reinstatement of the HIREP project coordinator takes immediate effect. Special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajurin Gelale, in a statement said the President reached the decision following a performance review of the HIPREP project coordinator and concluded that the project coordinator is fit to discharge his functions in accordance with the regulations guiding the execution of the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, HIPREP. Meanwhile, the Movement for the Survival of Ogoni People, MOSOP, has criticized the federal government's decision to replace the current HIPREP coordinator and Ogoni native, Professor Neni Barini Zabib, with Dr. Olufemi Adekombi. In a statement, MOSOP argued that Professor Zabi, a non-partisan Ogoni, is highly qualified and dedicated to the role, which focuses on the environmental remediation of Ogoni land, based on the United Nations Environmental Programme UNEP report. In a statement signed by MOSOP President Professor Olu Y. Oguso, the group demanded the immediate reinstatement of Professor Zabe to complete his tenure, ensure that HIPREP is not used to settle political scores, and allow appointed HIPREP coordinators to serve their full terms for stability and growth in Ogoni. Also threatened to block the new appointee from entering Ogoni and seal the HIPREP office in Port Harcourt if a non-Ogoni is appointed as HIPREP coordinator. The ultimatum had followed the announcement of leadership change at HIPREP. A former commissioner in ENUGU State, Manfred Nzekwe, has applauded the recent presidential accent for the autonomy of local government in Nigeria, noting that local governments should reinforce to ensure the ingenuity of institutions that produce their chairpersons. Nzekwe made a call this morning on a live edition of Signature TV's flagship breakfast program, Signature Morning, with the topic, Local Government Autonomy, the Unfinished Business. Nzekwe called for a total overhaul of a local government structure in the country for better efficiency of its system.
Is when we practice bottom to top approach. But in a local government system, what you see is top to bottom approach. Yes. In 1999, I could say the local government was a bit autonomous.
Okay.
You know, a bit. What makes them autonomous then, or autonomy then, is they have access to the resources. Without the resources, what are you going to be doing?
Yes.
You will just sit there. So once that autonomy access was taken away from local government, people don't.
Responding, another guest and policy analyst, Dr. Dave Namani, advocated for desk of government agencies such as the EFCC and FFRU be provided within each local government.
That these policies will become meaningless if the local government chairman and their councillors are not living in their indigenous local governments. They have to be living in their different local governments with their families. wife, and children, and their children has to be attending primary school, secondary school, or universities where applicable in that environment. With that, you can be sure that security is checked, financial responsibility will be available, there will be accountability.
The Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSN, Anambra State Branch, and Monday commenced an indefinite strike over alleged failure of a state government to meet its demands. Signature TV Bureau Chief Inoka Nduokbaleze reports that the headquarters of a state judiciary was under lock and key with no staff seen at their duty post. The group had in a statement signed by Nzewu Ugochukwu, the Anambra State Assistant Secretary of the Union, blamed the strike on a failure of the Anambra State government to comply with the agreements reached in 2011 and 2015 with the union. The agreement centered on a full implementation of a consolidated judiciary salary structure, CONJUS, a peculiar allowance for judiciary staff in the state. Commencement of industrial unrest, according to JUSN, followed the expiration of a 21-day ultimatum issued to the state government. This development brought judicial activities in the state to a halt, causing inconvenience to litigants and the general public. The full effect of a strike will be felt by Tuesday and subsequent days after Monday's sit-at-home. Against the backdrop of the challenges associated with constitutional amendments, the Abia State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has called on the presidency to instruct the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to set a timeline for local government council elections within 3 or 6 months. The party asked that sole administrators be appointed to oversee council affairs to facilitate a smooth shift towards full autonomy during this current transition period. The call was in a statement issued on Monday by the Abia Deputy Chairman and Acting Publicity Secretary Abraham Ama, following the recent judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, granting full financial autonomy to local government areas in the country. While lauding the Supreme Court's judgment, which granted full financial autonomy to local government areas in the country, Abia PDP described the court's decision as a crucial step towards enhancing good governance at the grassroots level. PDP admonished state governors to respect the Supreme Court's verdict and support council heads in utilizing allocated funds for the benefit of the people. The party also appealed to well-meaning Nigerian citizens to champion the cause of local government autonomy, recognizing its immense potential to improve governance and service delivery at the grassroots level. A high court in Kano State has permanently restrained the deposed Emir of Kano, Aminu Bayero, and 4 other former emirs from claiming the title. The court, which was presided over by Justice Amina Adamu, delivered the ruling on Monday. The judgment specifically prohibits the former emirs of Bichi, Rano, Gaya, and Karaye, as well as their servants and agents, from parading themselves as emirs. Justice Ali ruled that the eviction of Aminu Ado Bayero from his Nasarawa palace is a matter for the Rent Tribunal and not under our jurisdiction. However, the judge directed the deposed Emir Bayero and 4 others to immediately hand over all Emirate traditional royal artifacts to the state government and the current Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II. Justice Aliyu also upheld the validity of a State Assembly Emirate Council Repealed Law 2024, stating that it was enacted in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 4. Additionally, she ruled that Governor Abba Kabiru Yusuf assent to the law was in full compliance with the Constitution. The national leadership of the People's Democratic Party has denied filing any appeal at the Court of Appeal Port Harcourt Division, challenging the order of the River State High Court. This order restrains the Chief Judge of River State and the Clerk of River State House of Assembly from receiving or acting on any resolutions from the Martins Amewule-led faction of the River State House of Assembly, pending the determination of a case before it. The PDP's national leadership stated that their attention had been drawn to a purported appeal filed at the Court of Appeal Port Harcourt Division regarding suit number PHC/2177/CS/2024, where the PDP is reportedly listed as the appellant. In a statement by the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, it was emphasized that the PDP National Legal Advisor, Kamaluddin Ajibade, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, confirmed that the party did not file the said appeal, nor authorize any external solicitor to file it on its behalf. Ologunagba insisted that only the National Legal Advisor of the party has the exclusive responsibility of conducting litigation, prosecution, and defense of cases on behalf of a party, including its organs, chapters, and officials, as expressly provided for in Section 42 of the PDP's Constitution as amended in 2017. The PDP thus dissociated itself from the purported appeal filed at the Court of Appeal, Port Harcourt Division. The Martin Amaewhule-led House of Assembly has shut down all expenditures of the River State governor until Governor Siminalayi Fubara presents his budget before the House. This follows a 7-day ultimatum the lawyers gave the governor to present his budget before the House. The leader of the House, Major Jack, raised a motion informing the House about the expiration of a 7-day ultimatum given to the governor to present the 2024 budget before the House. After deliberation, the House voted to shut down the River State Consolidated Revenue Account, thus preventing Governor Fubara's administration from spending any money on behalf of the state. Following the crisis rocking the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, in Kogi State, the medical body has set up an interim committee made up of all past chairmen, directing them to freeze the association account. It was gathered that the caretaker committee has concluded plans to freeze the association's account until a new state officer committee is elected at the annual general meeting on the 11th of August 2024. This formed part of a communique issued at the end of the emergency general meeting of the NMA state branch held in Lokoja on 13th July 2024. Communique, which was signed by the EGM chairman, Dr. Joseph Arume Ido, and Dr. Raji Adejiji Idris, the secretary respectively, passed a vote of no confidence on the suspended NMA chairman, Dr. Bauku Olusola, and the remaining state officers committee members. Still to come, Customs warns public against consumption of smuggled frozen poultry products. Information Minister commends NSA for quick recovery of kidnapped victim. Stay with us. Customs Service, NCS, Ogun Area 1 Command, has warned the public against the consumption of smuggled frozen poultry products due to the health implications. The command's controller, James Ojo, gave the warning in an interview on Monday in Ota. According to him, the World Health Organization Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Food and the Agriculture Organization of the United Nations described the consumption of smuggled frozen poultry products as having adverse effects on the health of the people. Ojo said the frozen poultry products smuggled into Nigeria from the Republic of Benin were preserved with chemicals and often lacked proper regulatory oversight, increasing the risk of harmful chemicals being used for preservation. He said the use of unknown or banned chemicals in preserving smuggled poultry can trigger allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Ojo admonished smugglers who are into such nefarious business to desist, as the customs will not relent in ensuring that the illicit goods banned by the federal government does not come into the country. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has urged the Secretary of State government to establish a functional database of commercial tricycle and motorcycle riders for improved security and sanity in the business. The FRSC Sector Commander, Abdullahi Meikano, made a call at an enlightenment exercise organized for the Riders Union members on Monday in Sokoto. Meikano was represented by the Deputy Commander Operations, Aliyu Maji, said the activity was organized to sensitize the riders on safety guidelines, offenses, and sanctions. He emphasized that a functional database would assist in tackling security challenges, revenue generation, prompt response to victims of road traffic accidents, and other hospital services. The commander dwelt on route violations, speeding, dangerous driving, proper motorcycle and tricycle registration guidelines. Meikano further appealed to the state government to include accident victims, especially commercial riders, in Zakat Commission support services. Responding, the chairman of the union, Alhaji Shamsu Aliyu, thanked FRSC for organizing the exercise and promised to abide by the traffic rules and regulations. Cornerstone Schools, ENUGU, held a successful graduation and award ceremony on Saturday, 13th July 2024 to celebrate students who have moved to the next class for the academic session. The proprietor of the school, Dr. Juliet Naji, emphasized the importance of excellence and passionate staff in the institution's operations.
Julia G. Cornerstone Schools, Enugu State, held a successful graduation and award ceremony on Saturday, 13th July 2024 to celebrate students who have moved to the next class for the academic session. The proprietor of the school, Dr. Juliet Naji, emphasized the importance of excellence and passionate staff in the institution's operations.
We wish you well and God's protection in the name of Jesus. And I will tell you that you should know that our brand is excellency. God will continue to help you in Jesus' name. This is the day of learning Julia G. Cornerstone School Enugu, one of the best and leading private schools in Nigeria, was built upon the solid rock, Jesus as the chief cornerstone. The school has come a long way, and within its 28 years of existence has made very positive impact in the education industry in Nigeria.
The director of the institution, Prince Chinedu Naji, praised the graduating students, noting that the alumni of the school have gone on to become thought leaders in their respective fields. The director expressed enthusiasm for the potential of the current graduates to make a similar impact in the real world.
Whatever a man sows, he shall reap. Our own offspring will be very great because we have given commitment in raising other people's children unto greatness. And may the good Lord bless our coming year and make the graduates to perform and display whatever they have been learned.
The best graduating students of the school expressed her joy and gratitude at the achievement.
And my journey here has been filled with laughter, tears, and happiness. I'm very excited because I know that as this chapter of my life has closed, another one is going to open again at the higher institution. I'm very, very glad, and my experience in Cornerstone has been amazing. It's been wonderful because the teachers in the school brought life to it. I've felt a lot of vibes, a lot of energy, good energy. I've been taught about a lot of things. I've learned things. I've learned mannerisms, characters, and I'm very happy because I believe that education is only about knowledge. Education is also about your character. If you have a good character, then you are knowledgeable, then you are off to go and excel in the world. And thank you, wonderful experience right from the start because
I'm happy as every normal graduation student, but I'm also sad that I'm graduating, going out from secondary school. Like, when I'm done, I really see my other mates going to school. I'll be really sad, but I'm also happy.
Parents in attendance shared the excitement and pride in their children's accomplishments.
I'm so happy for her. Honestly, she started when she was still a toddler. And this school, seriously, they molded my child. She used to be a very quiet and shy person, but today, she can come out, speak boldly.
I'm encouraged by what I saw today, and I will even inform others that this is one of the best schools in the world.
The graduation ceremony featured performances by students and graduates, including dances, which delighted the guests. The event marked a significant milestone in the academic journey of the students and served as a celebration of their hard work and dedication.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has welcomed the release of 2 Kaduna-based journalists who were abducted from their homes last weekend. Idris, in a statement issued on Monday by his media aide, Rabiu Ibrahim, commended the efforts of a National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, for the speedy recovery of the victims. The 2 journalists, Abdul Ghaffar Alabelewe of a Nation newspaper and Abdul Rahim Audu of Blueprint newspapers, were released alongside Alabelewe's wife and 2 children. Idris said the security agencies under the coordination of the NSA are working tirelessly to ensure that all those who have been taken into unlawful custody are freed without paying any ransom. Also speaking, one of the rescued victims, Alabelewe, thanked the NSA and his team for the swift intervention. They also expressed their gratitude to the government for swinging into action and ensuring their release. A chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Musa Majaga, has been shot by kidnappers at Jangoji in a Kwale Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. 5 other residents of the area were also abducted during the incident, which happened on Monday around 12:23 a.m. A resident of Jangoji who spoke with newsmen said the kidnappers invaded the APC chieftain's house, destroyed the burglary windows of the apartment, entered the room, shot him on his leg, and abducted his 2 children. He said the APC chieftain had been taken to a private hospital at Gwagwalada for treatment. At the time of filing this report, the FCT Police Command, SP Ade Josephine, was yet to issue any statement regarding the incident. The Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Group of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has bemoaned the paucity of foreign exchange in the country, which is said is negatively affecting the local pharmaceutical industry. The group raised the concerns at a news conference in Lagos on the forthcoming 7th edition of the Nigeria Pharma Manufacturers Expo, built to hold on 4th and 5th of September. The situation, is said, has forced some major pharmaceutical multinationals, including GlaxoSmithKline and Sanofi Nigeria Limited, to exit the country within the past year. The chairman of the local organizing committee for the conference, Patrick Aja, said that for the domestic pharmaceutical industry to progress, a stable exchange rate must be in place. He expressed the hope that executive order by the president that introduces 0 tariffs, excise duties and VAT on specialized machinery, equipment and pharmaceutical raw materials to bolster local production of essential healthcare products bear fruits. Aja, however, called for increased government support for the local pharmaceutical industry to enable the country produce at least 70% of the country's needs. The President and Chief Executive of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, says the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and the fertilizer plant will be listed in the capital market by the first quarter of 2025. Dangote will make this known on Sunday in Lagos at a media parley and guided tour of the refinery and fertilizer plant by media executives, said that the conglomerate had so far invested $20 billion in the refinery and $2.5 billion in a fertilizer plant. It described the completion of the refinery, which is the largest single train refinery in the world, with 650,000 barrels per day refining capacity, as another milestone for Dangote Industries Limited. The industrialist said the feat marks the attainment of self-sufficiency in domestic refinery of petroleum products and provides excess capacity in refined products which will go for the export market. He noted that Dangote Industries wanted to make sure that apart from domestic sales of its products, it would export the excess, and revealed that for 3 consecutive times, the refinery had been able to bring the price of diesel below 1,100 naira per litre. Still to come, Nigeria's inflation rate hits 34.19% amid rising food costs. Owerri Catholic Archdiocese launches security outfit. Stay with us. Nigeria's inflation figure has reached a new high, hitting 34.19% for June 2024, according to the latest data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS. This is an increase of 0.24 percentage points when compared to the inflation figure for May 2024 released by the NBS. In June 2024, the headline inflation rate increased to 34.19% relative to the May 2024 headline inflation rate, which was 33.95%. Looking at the movement, the June 2024 headline inflation rate showed an increase of 0.24 percentage points when compared to the May 2024 headline inflation rate. The NBS said in its Consumer Price Index, CPI, which measures the average change over time in the prices of goods and services consumed by people from day-to-day living. On a year-on-year basis, the headline inflation rate was 11.40 points higher compared to the rate recorded in June 2023, which was 22.79%. According to NBS, the headline inflation rate year-on-year basis jumped in June 2024 when compared to the same month in the last year. It said on a month-on-month basis, the headline inflation rate in June 2024 was 2.31%, 0.17% higher than the rate recorded in May 2024, 2.14%. This means that in the month of June 2024, the rate of increase in the average price level is higher than the rate of increase in the average price level in May 2024. The agency said, as expected, there was a rise in food inflation for June 2024 in comparison with a figure recorded in May 2024. According to the NBS, this hike was triggered by a rise in the average price of food items. The Catholic Archdiocese of Owerri Ecclesiastical Province has launched a security outfit to help in fighting insecurity within the church premises. An official unveiling of the outfit, which took place at the Obiri Odenibo Pavilion at Maria Zamta Owerri, the Catholic Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province, Most Reverend Lucius Nwejuru Ugoji, said that the establishment of a security outfit was a response to the security situation in the state and the country. He stated that it became necessary to support the government by complementing the efforts of security agencies in fighting insecurity. He congratulated the newly trained cadets for their perseverance, commitment, and unwavering spirit, and charged them to always remember the values they were taught in the discharge of their duties. Ugoji also commended Governor Uzodimma for his passion for the security of life and property in the state, and appealed to the state government to support the security outfit, especially in the areas of mobility, communication gadgets, and other logistics. State Governor Hope Uzodimma was represented by the Secretary of the State Government, Cosmos Iwu, commended the Archbishop for establishing the security agency, stating and take place in an insecure environment. The governor also emphasized that his administration has never relented in its efforts to support and collaborate with security agencies in the state to ensure the safety of all. He expressed joy and appreciation for the Archbishop and the entire faithful for not only praying for the government, but also supporting the administration by establishing the security outfit to complement the efforts of the police and its sister agencies. Uzodimma used the forum to urge other dioceses and religious bodies to emulate the Archbishop, emphasizing that security is everyone's responsibility, not just the government's alone. The governor called on community leaders to provide useful information to security agencies regarding the activities of criminal elements in their respective domains. The former U.S. President Donald Trump would accept his party's formal nomination at the National Convention. Trump was in Milwaukee on Monday to make final preparations for the Republican presidential nomination after narrowly escaping an assassination attempt that he said presented an opportunity to bring the country together. Trump, 78, was holding a campaign rally on Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania, a key state in the November 5 election, when a 20-year-old man with an AR-15 style rifle got close enough to shoot at the former Republican president from a rooftop. The local community is mourning the loss of former fire chief Corey Camperatore, who was tragically killed while shielding his daughters during a shooting at a Trump campaign rally in Butler County on Saturday. The rally, held at Butler Farm Showgrounds, turned chaotic when gunfire erupted shortly after former President Donald Trump began his speech. Corey Camperatore, a beloved figure and former chief of the fire company, died a hero. Witnesses and family members recounted how Camperatore immediately shielded his daughters from the bullets, sacrificing his own life to protect them. His actions exemplified his lifelong commitment to protecting others, a trait that endeared him to many in the community.
Make it as positive as possible. He's a great man that deserves honor and respect in the highest of high. He wouldn't want us to sit here and be sad. He would hate it. From what I've gotten knowing him and just hearing other people talk, it's the last thing he'd want. He'd want us to share the good times and think of him. Like, he wouldn't want to be thought of as a hero, but that's definitely how he should be remembered. He's one of the guys. We don't do it for the thanks or the pat on the back, nothing like that. We do it because we love it and we have a passion for it, and that's what he did, saving his family, was because of just the love. I'm not one to get into politics, and it just baffles me that there's people that get so extreme into this stuff, because I can't even fathom it, because I'm not political one way or the other. I could honestly care less about either side, and just to see how they.
The Buffalo Township Volunteer Fire Department has draped its gear in black and displayed it as a memorial. Governor Josh Shapiro has also ordered state flags to be flown at half-mast to honor the fallen hero. Corey was a firefighter, a churchgoer, and above all, a devoted family man, Governor Shapiro stated during a press conference, expressing his condolences to the Camperatore family and acknowledging Corey's heroic actions. The local community has rallied around the Camperatore family with a GoFundMe campaign raising over $151,000 to support them during this difficult time. Tributes have poured in on social media celebrating Corey Camperatore as a real-life superhero who made the ultimate sacrifice for his loved ones. Authorities are investigating the incident as an assassination attempt on former President Trump, and security measures are being re-evaluated for future events. The FBI and local law enforcement continue to gather information on the motive behind the attack. Supporters wrote prayers and well wishes to the former President Donald Trump at a vigil hosted near the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on Sunday. Residents say it was important because Trump survived the assassination attempt as a total miracle.
God bless America, so Trump can hear. Land that I love, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
U.S. President Joe Biden used the formal setting of a White House Oval Office on Sunday to ask Americans to lower the political temperature and remember their neighbors after would-be assassin wounded Republican rival Donald Trump.
My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back, take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers.
It was Biden's third use of a formal setting of the Oval Office to comment on issues of major importance to Americans since he took power in 2021. Biden's appearance allowed him to demonstrate the power of incumbency, an important symbolic image as he battled some in his own Democratic Party who want the 81-year-old leader to step aside from seeking re-election out of concerns he lacks the mental acuity for another 4-year term. Gun violence is a fact of life in the United States. However, political violence is far rarer. 4 U.S. presidents have been assassinated and several escaped assassination attempts. Multiple presidential candidates have been shot, some fatally. Biden and his team are trying to chart a course for his campaign in the wake of the shooting of Trump, the former president who Biden considers a threat to American democracy should he be elected on November 5. The campaign called for verbal attacks on the former president to focus instead on the future. Within hours of Saturday's shooting, Biden's campaign was pulling down television ads and suspending other political communications. The United Kingdom's new foreign minister, David Lammy, met with family of deceased hostage on Monday during his trip to Israel and occupied Palestinian territories. Lammy also met with Israel's President Isaac Herzog and emphasized his commitment to using diplomatic channels to help Israel with the release of hostages.
And is my eldest son, Tamil. He was 38 years old. And on Saturday, October 7, he just went out from the safe room to protect his family.
In the kibbutz?
In kibbutz New Oz, that about 77 members of the kibbutz were kidnapped to Gaza, and about 55 were murdered.
To Israel Foreign Secretary Lammy, and I have great appreciation for the fact that one of your first trips, if not the first and foremost, the underlying interest is to bring our hostages back home. So I hope and I know that your government is working extremely tirelessly to get our hostages back home, and I thank you very much for your efforts on this issue.
I hope that we see a hostage deal emerge in the coming days, and I am using all diplomatic efforts. Indeed, last week with the G7.
Lamy, in a statement, said it would also meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to make the case for a credible and irreversible pathway towards a two-state solution. Lamy's Labour Party, elected in a landslide earlier this month, despite setbacks in areas with large Muslim populations, admit discontent over its position on Gaza, and said long-term peace and security in the Middle East would be an immediate focus. It has also committed to recognizing a Palestinian state as a contribution to a renewed peace process which results in a two-state solution. Still to come, Zelensky says he aims to be ready for second peace summit in November. Germany's Müller retires from international football. Stay with us. Guizhou province and witnessed a thriving tourism boom, drawing visitors with their unique travel experiences and breathtaking natural scenery. Visitors to Fenglin-Boyu's scenic area in Guizhou's Guangxinnan-Bouye and Mianyang Autonomous Prefecture, renowned for so many things. For its stunning and diverse mountains landscapes, can have a traditional Boyud ethnic wedding where the groom rides a horse and the bride is carried in a sedan chair amidst a lively wedding entourage bearing chickens and salted pork. In addition to tradition weddings, visitors have the chance to direct and film their own short-form series in traditional Boyi ethnic costumes as local video production studios, drawing inspiration from the region's beautiful landscapes and rich culture, aim to create content that resonates with young visitors. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he had set a goal to have all the elements of a peace plan ready so he could hold a follow-up summit on his vision for peace in November. Zelensky also said he believes representatives of Russia should be present at the second summit. Ukraine held a first summit in Switzerland last month that was attended by representatives of 92 countries, but not Russia. Kiev has said it could invite representatives from Russia to the next one. Zelensky made a remark in Kiev after returning from a visit to Washington last week for a summit of a NATO military alliance, more than 28 months since Russia's full-scale invasion. A Russian deputy foreign minister said last week that Moscow would not attend the follow-up summit, although the Kremlin has been less categorical and said there was no precise substance regarding the idea of a second summit. Zelensky also said Ukraine will receive some F-16 fighter jets this summer and more before the end of the year, and that it could not disclose how many there would be exactly. Ethnic Greek politician Fredi Beleri arrived in Athens on Monday after leaving an Albanian jail to travel to Strasbourg to take the oath as a European Parliament lawmaker, but returned to serve his sentence on vote-buying charges. Beleri won a seat in the EU Parliament as a candidate for Greek Prime Minister Kyrios Mitsotakis' Conservative New Democracy Party. Beleri was welcomed by a cheering crowd at the airport in Athens. He later met with Mitsotakis in Athens, who said he hoped Beleri would soon be freed. Beleri will be sworn in on Tuesday and must return to prison on July 20. It remains unclear how he will carry out his role as an MEP during the remainder of his time in prison. He was arrested in May 2023 during a mayoral election campaign in his hometown of Imare. Subsequently won the vote, but was never sworn in while being held in pre-trial detention, before being jailed for 2 years in March this year for election fraud. Earlier this month, he lost an appeal which upheld his conviction on vote buying from a lower court. Beleri has accused Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama of organizing a plot against him, something repeatedly denied by Rama, who says it was a judicial not a political matter. A Spanish mountain rescue team in Tenerife found human remains in the area where British teenager Jay Slater went missing nearly a month ago, and an evidence strongly suggested the remains were his. The Guardia Civil Police said in a statement that he may have died due to a fall in the difficult-to-access mountainous area, but that an autopsy will confirm whether it was an accident. A police spokesperson said the body was found on Monday morning by a Civil Guard mountain rescue group. Family has been notified, and an autopsy will take place shortly, with the case then being transferred to a Tenerife court to determine the cause of death, the spokesperson said. Slater, 19, went missing on June 17 after his phone was last traced to the Mascara Ravine, a remote national park on the Canary Islands archipelago. On June 30, Spanish police said they had ended a search for Slater that had involved dozens of officers, rescue workers and volunteers using dogs, drones and a helicopter. However, on Monday, they said Guardia Civil officers had maintained a continuous and discreet search in the area for the whole 29 days. A car bomb exploded outside a restaurant in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, on Sunday night, killing 5 and injuring 20, as patrons were watching the final of the Euro 2024 football tournament on TV. The bomb destroyed 10 cars and damaged several buildings nearby in a well-guarded area near the presidential palace. Al-Shabaab militants claimed responsibility for the attack on an affiliated radio station, saying the bomb targeted a place where security and government workers meet at night. The Islamic group, which once ruled much of Somalia, has been fighting for years to impose its strict interpretation of Islam on Somalia. Bayern Munich forward said on Monday that Germany's Thomas Müller has called time on his 14-year international career after the European Championship exit. The 34-year-old featured in his 8th and last tournament on July 5 in Germany's 2-1 quarterfinal defeat by Spain, where he was brought on as a substitute in the 80th minute. Müller helped Germany win the 2014 World Cup and has the third most appearances for the national team, with 131 caps and 45 goals. He also won the Golden Boot, a Young Player Award, during the 2010 World Cup, when Germany finished third. Formula One world champions Red Bull celebrated their 20-year anniversary at a Goodwood Festival of Speed on Sunday. Past and present Formula One drivers, including reigning world champion Max Verstappen, drove various Red Bull F1 cars in front of the crowd. Joining Verstappen in a parade were current F1 driver Sergio Perez, team principal Christian Horner, RB F1 driver Daniel Ricciardo, ex-Red Bull F1 driver Christian Klein, Mark Webber, and David Coulthard, Red Bull Chief Technical Officer Andrea Newell, and F1 Academy driver Hamda Al-Kwabisi.
Very nice to see so many cars of the team, driving together. It always, I think, brings back a lot of emotions for everyone that has been involved within Red Bull Racing. So, it was very nice. Also for myself, of course, to drive the 21 car again. It was fantastic, and seeing where it all started as well with ex-drivers as well. So, it's a great day.
Well, it's a very magical moment. 20 years. It's not often in this sport that you reflect looking backwards, but. The 20 years is this year, and so we've chosen this moment to reflect a little bit on what we've done and brought a few of the cars up the hill. And
trucks was titled and 7 drivers crowned. The last 3 with Verstappen. Verstappen is currently leading the driver standings in the 2024 F1 Championship after 12 races with 7 race wins. Charles Coster, who turns 100 on Thursday, February 8, won a track cycling Olympic title in the team pursuit with Per Adam, Serge Blossom and Ferdinand de Canale. On his awards cabinet, there are also the 1949 Grand Prix Donations, a 140-kilometer time trial in which he beat Italian Fuzzo Coppi a Tour de France and Giro d'Italia champion. Corsa's gold medal is framed along with others, notably a medal he received from then-President Vincent Auriol in a room of his apartment in the Paris suburbs. Costa, who was born in 1924, the last time Paris hosted the Summer Olympics, needs a walker to move around, but his memory is fresh. Costa should have been awarded the Légion d'honneur, the highest honor in France, but an oversight meant he only received it 2 years ago. He's also set to carry the Olympic torch, although he appears quite stressed by the prospect. I'll try to do it despite my knee disability, he said. It is a great honor. The Big Air World Champions for the GKA Kite World Tour and GWA Wingfold World Tour were crowned on Saturday at Salinas de Tenerife in Gran Canaria. With wins over 30 knots, American Christopher McDonald and multiple world champion Nia Schutzer of Spain won the wingfold competitions. Zara Ongedrad of Netherlands and local Canarian Jeremy Bolando were victorious in the kite surfing. Ongedrad performed a double boogie loop, the first time this has ever been successfully landed in the women's big air competition. And that's it for the news at this hour. I am Barry Kumo Ado. Thank you very much for watching.
Welcome back to Entertainment News. And I'm still your girl, Queenette Mokunta. As usual, we have interesting guests for you. But first of all, we'll be giving you gist and stories from the entertainment segments. I'll be giving you the stories after a short break. Welcome back. Now the stories and details. Chima Udoye emerges winner of Nigerian Idol Works with 30 million naira. After months of competing with some of the Nigerian best performers and vocalists who auditioned for the 19th season of Nigerian Idol, Chima Udoye has been crowned the winner of this year's edition at the final, which held on Sunday, July 14, 2024. The live show started with the show's top 10 contestants taken to the stage to perform John Legend's Glory. It was immediately followed by the winners' performances. Progress Nigerian Idol Season 7 winner performed alongside the Biggie Idol winner. Victory Bakara, Nigerian Idol Season 8 winner, performed an original he wrote before his season's finale. The ninth song got intense with the performances from guest performers such as Chike, Simi, and then the top 3 finalists. Soon after, the winner Chima was crowned. Chima is known for his onstage charisma and vocal dexterity that has left the judges, Nines, Omawumi, and Rick Hassani, speechless with every performance. The grand prize of 30 million naira is also topped off with a music deal along with music video. Up next, I learned humility from Wole Soyinka, female talking drummer, Ara said. Female talking drummer Ara Lola Olumuyiwa, popularly known as Ara, says Nigerian Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka taught her humility. Ara said this in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, on Friday in Lagos, while commending President Bola Tinubu for renaming the National Arts Theatre as Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts. The drummer urged the federal government to continue to honor thespians while alive. This development is highly welcomed. The first Black Nobel laureate we have, honestly, he deserved more. I learned humility from Professor Soyinka. He does not allow anyone to carry his bag. He was only opportune to carry his bag once. That was after dragging it from him. This speaks volume to me, he said. Ara describes Soyinka as a great respecter and lover of African culture, urging the younger generation to emulate such from him. Another virtue people should emulate from Soyinka is that he is a real and genuine individual. So I challenge everyone, dare to be you, dare to be different, don't be anybody, she said. And our next story is, they made me this way. Shatawale blames his parents for neglecting him. Shatawale was faced ongoing accusation of neglecting his mother, which came to light in 2022, when she revealed being evicted from her home after 6 years. In a worrying post that has since gone viral on social media, Shatta claimed that his parents neglected him when he was young, which forced him to take on the personality he has today. Madam Elsie Evelyn Avemega, Shatawale's mother, went public last weekend, revealing that she had not seen her son for over 10 years and that he has failed to care for her, even in her desperate times. She added that she relies on relatives who are accommodating and caring for her financially responsibility. In reaction to the claims, Shatawale said that though he loves his mother, he has no obligations towards her upkeep. He revealed that his mother neglected him when he was young. Hence, he is paying her back in kind. Shatawale revealed that his stepmother stepped in to care for him and his daughter during his early years, providing stability and support, which his biological mother did not offer. He also expressed frustration over his biological mother's decision to take family matters to social media, which he felt was inconsiderate and aimed at attracting public sympathy. And finally, renowned sex therapist and talk show host Dr. Ruth Westermeer, who spoke openly about sex and intimate subjects, died on Friday at 96 years old. Ruth Westermeer, often referred to as Dr. Ruth, became known for talking openly about sex. She became a pop culture icon as well as being selling author with guides like Sex for Dummies. She pushed to having open conversations about sex with a non-judgmental approach. Dr. Ruth, who spoke with a German accent, is a Holocaust survivor who was born in Frankfurt, Germany. In the 1980s, she had her own local radio program called Sexually Speaking, which became well recognized and placed her on the path to national fame when it was nationally syndicated in 1984. She wrote her first book, Dr. Ruth, Guide to Good Sex, in 1983, which she aimed to demystify sex. It was the first of more than 40 books she authored. In 1950, Dr. Ruth met her first husband, who moved to Paris, where she studied psychology at Sorbonne University. The marriage ended and she moved to New York with who would become her second husband. The couple had one daughter together. Last November, New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced Dr. Ruth would become the state honorary ambassador to loneliness. And that's all we have for you in the entertainment news. Please stay tuned because we have an interesting guest for you today. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back from that short break. And before I left, I told you all that we have a guest for you today. And the topic we'll be talking about is music in the technology era. We shall be looking at music in the technology era, and we're going to explore how technology has impacted music creation, distribution, consumption, and cultural relevance. We have a musician named Jean. Welcome to our studio.
You're welcome. Thank you, baby.
Okay, so Jean, on a lighter note, can you tell me where your name came from? Because I know that Jean is a short form of genetics.
Yeah, you're right anyway. It all started years back. That's never been easy at all. But we keep grinding. I mean, when I'm not just doing this music all by myself, I have my twin brother. I mean, we two doing this music shit. Though he's not in the country, he's out of the country. He's in the States. I mean, out there hustling hard. Though where the name Gene came out from, it was Calabar. I mean, my secondary school days in Akampo.
Okay.
So there was a day we went to the farm to get some firewood, me, my brother, and my mother. So at the process, we used to write songs. We have a very big note then. I mean, big notes. I am a brother.
Like a logbook or something?
Yeah, sometimes we do go for rehearsals. We'll go to a quiet place and sit and write some songs. And when we out, maybe most of our senior friends then do ask us, guys, where do you guys always go to? We told them we always go out there to write our songs. So some days they will ask us to sing for them, our songs. So we'll sing and stuff like that, just doing it like that without no beat on it, and they will still appreciate it, say it's nice. So we'll keep going. So that day was that day was a very fateful day. We went to the farm and we came back home. It was just on the sit out with my mom and my brother. So she now was like trying to sing our songs. So we now jump into it and say, Mama, then we don't have a name. Then we don't have a name. So on how she was singing our songs, now we start singing with her. There was a favorite song she likes, and that song is still pending. We haven't done it here. Yeah, we haven't released it.
Okay.
So we now ask her mama. Now your children are musicians, and now I think we don't have a name.
Okay.
What name do you think we should bear in our musical career? She looks straight to our eyes. We beat this way, we beat this way, we beat this way, we beat this way, we still can't get nothing. Just came out, say, I think you guys are talented. You guys should bear Jean. Say, Jean. We not check into it, and we realized that it was nice. That was a very nice name.
Did she
said,
tell
Jean.
you what it means?
She said Jean. Actually, she never explained it.
Okay.
What it means, but to me,
You liked it.
I like it, and I believe that the gene is in me. The music, I would say the music is in me.
Okay.
So I just take it that way. That maybe that's what she meant. So at that same process, we're just going through kind of searching for something that can attach to Jean. It wasn't just Jean.
Okay.
Our usual name was Jean Spiffy.
Okay.
Spiffy, when I went through it and read it and tried to understand what Spiffy really means, it was someone who looks attractive and fashionable. But as time goes, as the music keep going, things change. So we now start using just the Jean alone, without the Spiffy.
Okay.
So that's where Jean came out from.
All right. So you were saying something about back in days in Calabar. Are you from Calabar?
Yes, I'm from Calabar.
Cross River State.
Cross River State, Boki to be precise.
Wow.
I'm a bona fide boy of Boki. I am a twin brother.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. I love the story concerning how your name came about because, I mean, mothers have a reason for giving the children names.
Yeah.
So giving you a separate name. What's your real name, though?
I'm Shedrack. That's my birth name.
Okay.
Akan Eta. Eta is my daddy's name.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Akan is your surname?
Yeah. No, Akan is like, that's my native name.
Okay.
Then Shedrack, that's my birth name my mom gave to me. And Akan too, which is the native name.
Wow. And then she came up with another name,
Jean. Then Spiffy was attached to it. But
by you?
Yeah, but we ain't using it no more.
Okay.
But I mean, some people still know, like back in my community, there's still, some people still call us by Jean Spiffy.
Okay.
Because that's the name we started with.
Wow.
But now we've moved on. We just keep the Spiffy part from the Jean. So I think that's where we got our name from.
Okay. So let's dive right at it, okay? Remember we're talking about music technology.
Yeah.
So how has modern technology changed the way music is composed and produced?
Actually, it's a very big difference from the analog. Like, now music sold without visa. You can just sit down in your house and, you know,
make a record?
Making a record is getting a producer.
Okay.
Get your record done. I mean, the promotion aspect of it.
Okay.
You have different platforms.
Yeah.
We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have on Instagram, we have Facebook, we have TikTok. You can promote your songs, but unlike the analog days, right? The musicians then, they work really hard because I believe they distribute their songs by their hands.
Yeah.
So there's a very big difference. I think I love this era more than then.
Because it's software.
It's soft. You can just doing your thing without, stress.
Yeah.
You just where you're at and go really good,
Okay, so what is the most sufficient technological advancement that have influenced music production? Apart from the social media you've actually made mention about.
Even the video aspect of music nowadays is different from the analog. The quality, it's very different. You can't compare the two.
Can you tell us more about it?
Oh, I don't know if the cameras now are more better than the ones then, but the difference is too clear.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain that really deep, but I think you should understand what I'm talking about.
I'm not a musician. How would I do that?
I believe you are into entertainment,
okay,
and you really know what I'm talking about. You understand
Okay,
this?
do you mean like the cameras are clearer, it's giving more beauty and color?
The advanced man, like the quality, how will I explain it?
Anyhow.
The packaging is just different.
And beautiful for you?
Yeah, it's so beautiful because I don't see it stressed. You just feel home, please, and be doing things, and they go if you have money, because it doesn't work without money. Yeah. I'm coming to see reasons why some musicians will just go solo. Yeah, at the time, because music can't do without, you can't just do music without money.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because I remember how we started it. If we have been like, let me say, if there was money, we've been in this game for a very long time. I am a brother, and I can proudly tell myself that I'm good.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I see the dreams in me, like, I can proudly tell myself that I'm good. And anywhere I keep my jam or perform, even in a concert, anywhere, I see people appreciate me. So I believe that I'm good. So if there was money,
Mhm.
I should be bigger than the way I am now. I think
All
so.
right, that's great. So we'll be going on a short break, and we still have a guest here, Jane.
Yeah.
So stay tuned and do not move.
Okay.
I don't know why I keep dancing to that beat. Okay, welcome back from that short break. And we had Jane in our studio as our guest. He's a musician, actually. So back to you, Jane. How do you see AI and machine learning shaping the future of music production?
AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Come again.
Okay, I mean, how has AI helped in learning and shaping the future of music production?
Very good.
Okay. You know, AI is like an app and which acts like a robot. So AI is this app and a platform that you can go make a research and it gives you a result. So in terms of music, do you think AI is helping in the learning and shaping of music production?
I think so. Yeah.
So do you think music artists go to AI for some ideas or some lyrics or something?
I think so. Most people, but I don't think I would do that.
Okay, you don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do it.
So your music comes from within.
Yeah, I've never write a song.
Oh, you have a songwriter, right?
I've never write a song. I mean, getting a pen and get a
Paper.
piece of shit and start writing. I've never done that.
So how do you do it?
I just jump in the studio and kill it.
Are you serious? I think you have to sing for me today.
You don't have problem with that.
Okay. All right, our next question. How has streaming technology transformed the music industry?
Right. Come again.
How has streaming technology?
Oh, streaming.
Yes.
That's the most sweet part of it, you know. I think that's where you start bearing that musician you think you're.
Really?
Yeah, because that's where people will stream your song and money will come. I think that's where we'll make our money from.
Like the Spotify.
Yeah, the Spotify stuff, the streaming, all the platforms. That's where musicians make their money from.
Wow, interesting. So social media has impacted, obviously.
A lot of it.
Yep. So social media has impacted the visibility, and how has the reach of musicians and their work? How has social media helped to reach the musicians and their work?
Globally, like I mean, artists like Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Remo, you know, these are all the help of social media work. Yeah, because that's where they have been streaming and, you know, getting sometimes maybe you can through the social media you can get a concert.
Really?
Maybe from there you can get how you can maybe someone would just like you and say, ah, this person, just go and Google you and check who is this person, check your profile. Someone that likes you can call you for sure.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to like search you, but you have to get to a point though.
Mm-hmm.
Before they could actually search and Google you.
And that's what I said in the first time. That's what I told you in the first time. That music has to do with money.
Okay.
Without money, you can't get there. It's not easy at all. We are from the hood. Actually, I believe myself, and I believe that I was born from the gutter. Okay. And I'm out here to make it because
from the street.
From the street, I don't think I'm going back. I'm going back there.
Okay.
I don't think so, because I just believe I will be going and going and going till I get to where I believe I'm heading to. And this is the time.
All right. So I want to ask you a very simple question.
Okay.
It's a game, actually. Can you spell the word leave backward?
Leave.
Yes. The L-I-V-E.
The L-I-V. E-V-I-L.
Pronounce it.
E-V-I-L. Evil.
E-V-I-L. That's, you got the spelling anyways. But E-V-I-L is evil. You know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So another question, another game. You got the spelling, you didn't get the pronunciation.
Okay.
Okay, spell the word. Okay, let me spell the word anyways. The word raw. R-A-W.
R-A-W.
Spell it backward.
Sow. Row. Sorry.
Okay, spell it backward.
I have to spell it backward.
Yeah.
R-A-W.
Spell it backward.
It's row.
You failed that one.
Okay, I should spell the words.
Backward.
Okay, backward
yeah,
first.
it's just the way you did for
R-A-W, right?
Yeah.
I'll be W-A-R.
Which is?
Wow.
No. So why are you getting the spelling and you're not getting the pronunciation?
What you mean?
It means R-A-W. Spelled backward is W-A-R, which is war.
Oh, okay.
Should I give you another chance?
Oh, yeah.
You actually failed some of my questions. Okay. Pals, like friends.
Okay.
Pals. Spell the word pals backward.
Pals. Pals. Spell the word first.
Okay. I will tell the word after a short break. We'll be going on a short break. Please stay tuned and wait for us to spell these words backward for you.
Okay.
Welcome back from that short break. We were spelling words backwards in case you missed. And we're about to spell the word pulse backward.
Okay.
So back to you, Jean. Pulse. P-A-L-S.
P-A-L-X.
Spell it backward.
P-A-L-X. P-X. X-X-L-A-X.
No. It's P-A-L-S.
Okay. X L A X.
Ah, could you hear me?
Oh, P, sorry.
Okay, which is, pronounce it.
Slap.
You got it correct, but I helped you though. I helped you though. So you literally got 3/9.
I tried.
Okay, back to you now and our question. How has technology altered how audience discover and consume music?
How technology, audience,
Like you said, analog.
Yeah.
And music is now in an analog area, or in digital area moment, right? So how has it altered the audiences listening to your music, discover and consume your music?
Very well. Through the souls platform, like social media platforms, the Spotify, Facebook, Twitter, like I said before, and all of that.
But you know, just some musicians and their music are in these platforms, and people don't listen to them, right?
Yeah.
So, like, how do you share it to your friends, and they share it to their friends? Because I mean, friends meet friends. You can't just record the music and you just put it in that platform. People don't really know anything about your music, because I know you have a producer, right? So how do you get the audience to be able to stream this your music? That's what I mean.
That's the most reason why most people sign a record label. Sign a record deal, maybe can sign a record deal for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years, 5 years, and thereabout, depending on your agreement. You understand? The platform now you're signing will help you to sell out your talent.
Oh, so the platform sells it for you.
Sells it out for you.
For you.
Like sells it out through the social media, and maybe this record label you sign, if it's a recognized one. People like Olamide, they have shows abroad.
Yeah.
So definitely, if they are promoting you as an artist, they're gonna promote you to that level.
Okay.
The same way he promote Fireboy, Adekunle Go, Asake, you know.
Yeah.
Those guys are all international artists. They're doing well.
Wow, interesting.
They're doing well.
Okay. Now back to you. Can you tell us more about yourself? You told us a background about yourself. So tell us more about yourself, the kind of music you do, and the rest of it.
Actually, I'm a rap artist.
Okay.
I do hip hop. I do hip hop. Hip hop, that's what I do. I started like my music career has been a long way coming. Very long time. But I fall into it so deeply. It was when I met Tunchi, my mentor, Lewin.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the very first day I watched his song by name Lollipop.
Lollipop.
I made him a mentor from that day.
Wow.
And I think he has added a lot into my life, my musical career. Because I listen to his song every day. And sometimes his songs inspired me to do mine. do my own songs. So that's how my career has been. It's been a long way coming.
So you look up to him for virtually all your music?
Not really, because I use my mother tongue.
Okay.
I use my mother tongue, and most people, I'm trying to sell it out. I know people won't even understand. A lot of people, a lot of tribes, even here, right here in my country, they won't understand what I'm talking about. But I know I'm using it well.
So does most of your music generalize in just your mother tongue?
Not actually. I mix mother tongue and English.
Okay.
That's how I do my music. I don't just specify on this. I got two branches, which is my mother tongue and the English aspect of it. And I'm working towards that. So Lil Wayne is my mentor. I think that's just the man I always admire in musical industry.
Okay, so do you have any music video that those outside can listen to and watch?
Yeah.
You do?
My new song, Pop Bottles. I think it's a nice song. That was it's not just, that beat was not my beat.
Oh, so where is the beat from?
I downloaded it from internet.
Okay.
It was downloaded from the internet. And that's Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, Batman featuring Lil Wayne. They own that beat. So I just love it. I had to jump into it.
Okay.
And I believe I kill it, for real.
Okay. And that's the video, right?
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that was the Calabar Demon.
All right, were you the only one shooting this video? Do you have vixens or something?
Yeah, I have my friend.
Okay. A male friend?
Yeah, he's on the video. He is on the video.
Why didn't you use women?
Nothing. I just feel like doing it by myself.
Okay, there's this container you're holding in your hand. What's inside?
Wow, that's...
Is it a drink to like ginger you the more?
Yeah. Making me feel so good, you know.
Okay, so you were telling me the reason why you didn't add women to your music video.
Actually, it wasn't meant for them.
Okay.
Like I'm in the song to add them on my video and stuff. Then going on the hood shit, I prefer that way, doing it with my niggas. Yeah. But I still got song for women. I got songs for them.
And
but this is just for the
too,
streets. Right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, so music videos are meant for the street, and
This, I mean, this one is just a street song.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do it, I mean, just the street way. I can still add, I still have videos to come. This is just a low part of it. So maybe my next video, mine with girls and stuff.
Right. When are you dropping it? So
I don't know. We're still working on that.
Okay, you're still working on it.
Yeah.
You don't have a fixed date yet.
Not actually.
Oh, okay. So I have one more question for you to spell backward. I hope you don't mind.
No, you're welcome. Always.
Spell dog backward.
It's cold.
High five. You got that one so very fast. Okay. Spell the word dessert.
Desert.
Desert. Backward. It is a popular word.
No, go with the spellings first so I can get it straight.
D-E.
Mm-hmm.
S-E.
Mm-hmm.
R-T.
D-E.
Mm-hmm.
S-T.
D-E. Double S.
Double X.
E-R-T-S. Desserts.
I think that's a message.
You can take it one after the word order.
Desert.
Should I give you a clue?
Backward way.
This word means when you've overworked yourself.
Stressed out.
Stressed. So you're going to spell it for me. Dessert is DESSERTS. So spell the stress you just mentioned now.
Stress. XTRE double X.
So that's half mark for you. That's half mark for you.
Okay.
Should I give you another word?
Go ahead.
You're enjoying the game, right?
Because it's fun.
Okay.
Guns.
Spell it for me. I spelled mine for you.
Guns. So I should spell it from backward. G N.
No.
G N.
No.
G U N X. Guns.
Okay, that's 2/3. That's 2/3. Wow, that's all we have for you in the entertainment news for today. Thanks for coming, Jane, and thanks for sharing in my game.
You're welcome. I love it.
You love it?
Game. Yeah, it's nice. For real. That was fun.
Okay. So, thanks for watching us, and thanks for coming again.
Okay.
Do not forget to always watch us by 1 p.m., which is the entertainment news, in Signature TV. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. I still remain your girl, Queenette Nwokonta. Thanks for watching. Bye.
You're welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Internet Watch. My name still remains Joshua Oritogun. And on today's watch, we have the Lagos State government announcing a ban on unregulated commercial bus operations, including danfos and koropes along the Lekki-Epe corridor starting October 1st, 2024. About potential job losses and increased hardship, while others believe it could lead to improved public transportation. The government has emphasized that this ban is part of a broader plan to enhance commuting in the state, but has not provided a specific alternative for the affected drivers. This is a big issue that needs proper handling. I mean, if you remove the danfos and the koropes, is the government providing an alternative for means of transportation? How about all the people who are going to be losing their means of livelihood? We've always seen the government make policies without proper evaluation. Is this going to be one of them? First on our comment is Fawon. Fawon is saying, so what is the alternative going to be? Because this has always been the problem. The state is so overpopulated, sometimes even the downfall buses aren't enough to transport bystanders. So this is a big issue already. Generation Football is saying this should have been done 15 years ago. However, if they do it now, better for the environment. Nevertheless, I hope they provide alternative. Next on the comment section, I have Bemisola. She's saying they want to render some people jobless again. Sorry, let me start again. Why banning of danfo and korope in a country where people hardly put food on their table? It's very certain that there is no alternative means for these people to survive than when this decision is acted upon. Lagos State government need to do better. I think the most concern of almost everybody commenting is that hope this is going to be an alternative. Hope this is not just going to be one of those policies where they bring out without having to consider the larger population and how it affects them. Well, on to the next exciting story today. Chima has been crowned the winner of the Nigerian Idol Season 9. A victory celebrated by fans and viewers alike. His performances throughout the season were highly praised for his vocal abilities, stage presence, and overall talent. Many fans on social media, the exceptional performances and the impact of his voice. This win was seen as a testament to his hard work and talent. With some fans even suggesting that he had set a new standard for contestants on the show. Well, that's a very good one for Chima. Big congratulations for Chima. I'm going to read just 2 comments on this, and then we'll move straight to what we have today finally. Perpetual is saying, this guy is good. Congratulations, Chima. Chief Diva is saying, winner indeed. You had me glued to my seat every Sunday just to watch you in awe. Thank you for not disappointing everyone who voted for you. You are a masterpiece. Blow higher in a biggie way, Chima. Well, big congratulations to Chima. Big congratulations to Chima. And of course, since that we're in the mode of congratulations, big congratulations to Spain for winning the Euro 2024 against England. Well, of course, I would have wanted England to win, but then Spain had it. And finally, on today's episode, you know how we do it, right? At the beginning of the week, I give you the video of the week. And this video is one where which I find most interesting in all my watch. So please do enjoy. I know rich people won't understand, but of course.
The powers are given because the system gives those powers. In the past, there was nowhere a premier in the East could do. And I keep giving them the example of Britain. Started with, my head is, but it started with one prime minister, one after another, in quick succession. But you go to American presidential, which I would be quick to say, we are not really truly copying the American system. We just pretend because we take it and make it a Nigerian system, which is totally gross and wrong and abominable. But look at even in America, Trump was impeached but could not be removed because Senate didn't confirm. The presidential system just makes it very, very difficult for you to change a bad head of government. A different system has to be brought about that can make it for you. I'm not satisfied with you. I do not only send you away, but jail you because you stole our money. I believe the parliamentary system worked. If it can work again for us, why not? But if we can find another system that can bring the good qualities that we had in the parliamentary system without necessarily being political, then find it. But the parliamentary system where you elected your own representative. Today, let me not ask you because maybe you know, but I was going to ask you, do you know you are a representative in the House of Reps? Quite honestly. You don't, because it's done by the party, it's done from Abuja, it's done from all kinds of manners of places that means the person does not truly represent the people. He doesn't have the people's interests because he has to do what would please the party so the party can bring him back next time. So it does not matter. The people don't matter. And yet, sovereignty is supposed to... I am blaming the Constitution and blaming the Constitution over and over again. This Constitution that centralizes everything every day you read in the paper, oh, the governors have too much power. The president has too much power. What do we want to do about it? Nothing. But we should do something about it. So do you see everybody will come and not abuse the system? We have seen the abuse. Well, the abuse has even gone now to the point where it is not even the party that's even deciding. Party may take initial decision, but now the judiciary that's doing election for us. It never happened before, because you cannot come to my, if I'm to elect my representative, my leader from my community, we will know who we want and we'll elect him, and we will hold him accountable, and if he doesn't account for us, account to us, we remove him. But you don't have that now. You don't have that in this system.
They were successful because of the system they were operating. The system encouraged competition, healthy competition, not destructive competition. Then the military came to do a little bit of history. The military came and unified the whole nation into what I see as a foolish unification. And then that foolish unification led to the killing of this competition. You remember there was a granite pyramid in the north, there was cocoa production in the west, there were palm trees production in the east, and the likes of Okpara, as you have mentioned, were encouraging this systemic farming, and they were boosting productions. When the military came, they said all our Federation account is now centralized. Then we now rendered our people into parasitic beings who are waiting on the government